It's time
It's
for the
here.
holiday mailbag.
The bag is open.
The bag is open. I wish we thought of having a prop bag to open. I don't have one within arm distance. And also, I have really short arms. I don't know if anybody knew this. You knew this probably,
I
but people joke with me that I have T Rex arms, and it never became more embarrassing than one time I was playing ping pong and I tried to reach the ping pong ball because it went by the net in the center and I couldn't reach it and I had to walk around to the side and people were just like, "You're not an athlete."
Reserve seating starts right now.
We're back and we're going to answer your questions that you submitted to the holiday mailbag.
All right, first question is from our friend Brian Sauer, and it's an Adam Risky question.
Okay.
Should there be a Good Burger holiday special? And also thoughts on Good Burger 2. No, I have not seen Good Burger 2, so I'm going to throw this one to you.
Of course, there should be a Good Burger holiday special. If there's any property that seems well suited for a holiday special, I think Good Burger does because retail workers, fast food workers, they often have to work holidays. So I would like to see sort of like they're who's trying to get out of working on Christmas Day and then like who ends up having to work on Christmas Day and how do they make lemonades out of lemons and stuff like that. I think it could be fun.
I haven't watched Good Burger 2 yet. Does it lend itself to a new universe? Is it one of those sequels that's like really a setup for four more sequels?
I don't know about that. It's
Okay,
basically they pick up so do you remember the first movie how they left it with like Mondo Burger
right.
trying to take over Good Burger and then Mondo Burger had the burgers that exploded and then they went under.
Yes.
So the villain in Good Burger 2 is the owner of Mondo Burger's sister, played by Jillian Bell, who wants revenge. So she basically is trying to buy Good Burgers, turn it into a franchise, and have AI robot Eds man it like run the entire restaurant and everything is automated
Okay.
basically just to get the one Good Burger location to get everybody fired.
I'm in. I'm in for this.
So it's actually like a pretty funny movie. The only thing that I don't like about it is the Paramount Plus kind of production value, but
Sure.
I think that the they they picked a good story for it. It's fun. It's definitely random and funny, like the first movie was. I really like that Keenan Thompson's character comes back into the fold and he's not like embarrassed by Ed anymore. It's like they're friends and they don't like talk all the time, but like they keep in touch. So I
Good.
really appreciated that we didn't have like that awkwardness where it's just like he's lame and I'm cool and stuff. And then Kel Mitchell's just like this is the role that he's born to play. I love that his character has like 11 kids in this movie and they all are basically like mini Eds.
Awesome.
Uh, it's good stuff. I enjoyed it. So our next question comes from Jackson. He said, in keeping with tradition from last year, I'd love to hear both of your rankings of the Christmas Day 1998 box office releases.
Now, the only one of these movies I've seen since 1998 is The Faculty. So
Yeah.
my rankings are going to mean absolutely nothing. But Adam, I know I can count on you for this.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to parking lot down in the Delta,
Okay.
Hurly Burly, and Stepmom because I've never seen them.
Okay.
Last year I ranked what order I would be most likely to watch them.
There we go.
Stepmom would be number one. It's a Chris Columbus that I just never got around to. Um, Hurly Burly, I guess, too, just because the cast is more interesting to me. Down in the Delta, I'm never gonna watch. I gotta be honest.
Sometimes you just know you're never going to watch a movie.
Yeah, I just know I'm never gonna watch it. In terms of rankings, I'll go The Faculty number one, even though I think A Civil Action's a better movie and it has a great John Travolta lead performance, which is worth celebrating. I just know that I'm going to watch The Faculty a bunch more times before it's all said and done, and I'm probably not going to watch The Civil Action unless there's an assignment. And then Mighty Joe Young, I watched for the first time within the past like 2, 3 years, and I thought it was okay-ish. And Patch Adams, I watched once on video, and I thought it was better than its reputation. But I'm sure if I watch it today, I'll understand why everybody hated it.
All right, next question comes from our friend Chris. Do you think that there are any holiday movie remakes that are better than the original? Now I was looking at a list of holiday remakes. When you think of holiday remakes, like Miracle on 34th Street, things like that, what comes to top of mind for you?
Yeah, I would say like Miracle on 34th Street, or like ones that have had like numerous reinterpretations,
Right.
like Little Women or Christmas Carol,
Mhm.
stuff like that. I don't really have an answer for this one of like the remake is better.
Yeah.
I mean Little Women 94 is probably better than either of the preceding Little Women's, but I've never seen them.
Right.
Um, a Christmas Carol, like I prefer Disney's Christmas Carol, the short with Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
and Donald Duck and Scrooge McDuck, and the Muppet Christmas Carol. But I've never really seen like the Alistair Sim one
Mhm.
either. Maybe that's something I should watch this year. I
Oh,
also will give a shout out because Christmas Eve last year, I remember Patrick and I like recorded the holiday show, and we both got sick like as dogs like
mhm.
that week. And both him and I were watching movies on Christmas Eve separately at our homes because we were staying away from our families to not get them sick. And I remember on that Christmas Eve, I watched Black Christmas 2006 again, and I liked it a lot more than I used to. So I don't think it's as good as the 70s one, but I will give a shout out to that as a good holiday Christmas remake.
Nice.
Okay, our next question comes from Miko.
Hey,
There's enough talk about Christmas movies, but what about New Year's movies? Any favorites, either set on New Year's or just the right vibe? Do you have any New Year's movie traditions?
yeah, so I mean, the obvious one is The Apartment, obviously,
Mhm.
which is a movie I adore and I watch probably usually around New Year's. The other one that's coming close to being an every year. I don't want to say it's definitely a winter movie. It's not quite a holiday movie, but I think it fits this bill, which is Akira Kurosawa's Akiru. Around New Year's, obviously, it's a time of, sort of renewal and all that. And I do think that, especially, sometimes with work and with family stresses, things like that, we need a little bit of a reminder of why we do what we do and why life is worth living and why we push on and do our best. And Akira has always just been a great wintertime movie for me that I think fits really well into that New Year's slot.
Yeah, I just saw The Apartment for the first time last year on New Year's Eve. It was the matinee movie at the Music Box, and I saw it in a full house, and it was awesome. And I really love that movie, and I'm glad I finally caught up to it. My favorite go-to New Year's Eve movie was The Poseidon Adventure for a long time
Good one.
because it has New Year's Eve celebration during it before the ship capsizes.
Yep.
So I always really like that one. I was looking at a list and I saw Diner is a New Year's Eve movie or a New Year's Day movie, perhaps.
Sure.
I need to see the whole thing of it because the one time I tried to watch it, and this is the reason why I never tried to watch it again. I was watching it and I had ordered a pizza, and then I left my home to get my apartment to get the pizza, and I locked myself out, and I had to eat a pizza in the hallway. And then when I got back into my apartment, I was just like, I'm not in the mood to watch Diner anymore. But I will also say, and I mentioned this on last year's episode, The Majestic is my
Yeah.
Ikuru. I watched that either on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve every year. Although I'm noticing now, the reason I watched it was because I watched it on New Year's Day 2002 in theaters, and I had a great 2002. So I'm always like, sort of like, this is how I'm gonna make it so that I have a great 2024 or whatever.
Sure.
And I realize what I'm doing is like a movie version of like Jimmy Stewart with Kim Novak and Vertigo, where I'm like dressing up the year and I'm just like, just be like 2002. I will also say that last year I made myself a movie project where in January I was like, I'm just going to randomly watch my 10 unseen 1989 movies that I've always wanted to. And I meant to do that like once a month throughout this year, but it got to be like way too much. So this year, I think I'm going to do that just for January, but I'll do 1990 this year.
Okay.
All right. Our next question comes from Louis. Do you have any favorite non-American holiday movies or movies that are set during other countries' holiday celebrations, not necessarily Christmas? Obvious answer, you could, if you wanted to say Canadian, then you could go Black Christmas.
Mhm.
I don't remember for sure. An article says yes, but I don't know for sure. Fellini's Amarcord.
Oh,
It takes place over 4 seasons, and there's definitely like a winter section, and I believe there's a Christmas season happening during it. I don't know for 100% certain because I haven't seen the movie since like 2008, so it's been quite a while. And then I will also say, and this is one where the Alamo Drafthouse programming it and the New Beverly programming it as like a Christmas movie reminded me that there's a lot of Christmas stuff in Wong Kar-wai's 2046,
mm.
and that movie kicks ass.
Oh yeah, it
And I
does.
need to visit it.
I'm not sure if Canadian counts. Then I'm going to count this one. I'm going to count Anthony Harvey's The Lion in Winter, which I've talked about a billion times. Is my favorite
Yeah.
Christmas movie. I watch that every Christmas, and that is a British film or an Irish film. All right, our friend Rosalie, who we just saw. Our friend Rosalie asks, are there any movies or genres that you watch in December traditionally, despite the lack of specific holiday affiliation? And that kind of relates to what I said about Lion in Winter, and what we sort of said about Piru and stuff like that. So, Adam, what are your December movies in general?
So December has become sort of a work month all together. So like whether it be like my actual career or it means like just work for the website and stuff like that, it December has become pretty defined where it's like that current year's movies I need to catch up on, top 10 rewatches. I'll carve out a few days to watch Christmas and Hanukkah movies. Friday night double feature show, holiday show stuff, reserve seating stuff, F this movie article stuff. But I will also say I've looked back at like some of the writing and podcasts I've done here for the past few years. I've noticed I watch much more comedies than I usually do at any other time of the year during December. I noticed that I always watch a Star Trek The Next Generation movie. It usually goes on a rotation of either Generations, First Contact, or Insurrection. I noticed that I watch You've Got Mail a lot. And the one that's the most interesting that I'm glad that I saw this because it reminded me I have to get ready for the holiday show is every odd year I watch a new Amy Smart movie.
Ooh.
So it went from 2019 or 2017 was 12 Dates of Christmas. 2019 was Love and Dancing. 2021 was Love at First Glance. So this year I'm going to be watching, I forgot the title of it, but it's like her, Giovanni Ribisi. It is called Columbus Circle.
Great title for a movie. Yeah, so like you, December is just it's all catch up. It's all catching up on the year. I'm watching award screeners. I'm trying to catch up on stuff I didn't see earlier. I'm furiously red boxing over things that I'm not going to get award screeners for. So it's a big work month. It's a big getting ready for stuff month. So I try to fit in some holiday stuff. As I said, Line in Winter I always watch. Eyes Wide Shut I always watch on Christmas. New Year's suggestions in there as well. But yeah, in terms of themes or ideas, I can't do a lot of exploring in December. It's just, it's just work. It's work, work, work. So, and good problem to have, obviously, because I'm catching up on what are usually some pretty great movies. But yeah, no, other than that, it's just new releases, writing, writing, writing.
That's why January is so refreshing from a movie watching perspective. You can just like reset, and then it's just like I can see Skinamarink if I want to, but if I don't, then I have 11 more months to do it.
11 more months when you won't do it.
Hey, we both did it. We
Hey,
both we both faced the rink. All right, and then our last question comes from Michael. If you were granted a holiday wish and it was to have a sequel to Draft Day 1 year later, is it Browns versus Seahawks? In the Super Bowl, or was Bo Callahan a bust? How would you script it? So Michael, God bless you. I would
Yeah.
throw out all of these ideas
Thank you.
because I am not, I don't, that's not where I would go.
No.
So I have three separate treatments, and Rob, you get to green light one of them.
I'm ready.
Okay. First treatment.
Yeah.
And I hate to do this, but we have to face the situation. Chadwick Boseman is no longer with us. It would be hard to recast Vontae Mack, in my opinion. I think that's just as much his signature role as T'Challa.
I think no Vontae Mack, no matter what, in this sequel.
You could basically start with like a Wakanda remembrance, and then do like any given Sunday version where like everything goes to shit.
Okay.
And Sonny Weaver Jr. is like his hair is on fire,
Yeah.
and like, you know, Coach Penn, played by Dennis Leary, is all pissed off, and there's like, you know, maybe Brian Drew gets injured just like Cap Rooney, and like a new, you know, punky QB comes in and stuff like that, and then him and Coach Penn defect at the end of the movie. Like, it could be great.
Yeah.
But it's just any given Sunday. So
Okay.
that's this first one. The second one is let's go Godfather 2. The next season, but Sonny Weaver Jr. with Sonny Weaver Sr.
Who's
in
playing?
flashback.
Who's playing him?
I was stumped
Who's
because
Costner's dad?
Because all of the people I would pick to be Costner's dad are dead. Hold on, how about this?
All right.
All right. In the movie The War,
Okay.
Kevin Costner played Elijah Wood's dad. So what if Kevin Costner played Sonny Weaver Sr. and Elijah Wood played Sonny Weaver Jr. in flashback?
Now, what's going on Godfather 2 on the Sonny Weaver Jr. end? What's the team facing? Because Godfather 2, of course, you know, Michael is facing the sort of redevelopment of the family, moving to Vegas. Yeah. What's happening? Are the Browns being sold?
No, the Browns aren't being sold, but the Browns are going to play NFL's first game in Cuba.
Okay. There's going to be the cake cutting scene where they cut the island.
There will be a cake cutting scene. That's another thing. We should do an episode just on movies with great cake cutting.
Great cakes inspired by Silence of the Lambs. Yes.
Yeah. So so they're gonna go to Cuba. There will be a Hyman Roth proxy. Maybe it's the NFL commissioner. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
All right.
Yeah, totally. It's gonna be good. Yeah. And then the third one is a prequel, all about David Putney. and it's gonna be like Slumdog Millionaire, where like it's gonna be basically For Love of the Game meets Slumdog Millionaire, where he's got like for the Super Bowl, he's got to kick like maybe a 60-yard field goal. And then like we see all the stuff that led up to this moment in his past, and it's all about Putney. So it's sort of like a side sequel, but that's kind of my idea there.
All right, as a development executive, I got to tell you, I'm going with pitch number 2. I'm going with Godfather. I got to ask you though, what has become of Costner and Gardner's child? Can there be a precocious like Shane Black girl in there somewhere? Is there a little child running around that we can work into this? You know, get into another quadrant.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be a year later.
Oh, it's supposed to be a year later. Oh, okay.
Yeah, if it's supposed to be a year later, then yeah, it's just a baby.
Well, no, we don't want that.
No. Hold on. I kind of want to do a look who's talking thing, where like we have the baby, but the baby talks.
I mean, 90 million, is that good? 100 million?
And it's voiced by Jennifer Lawrence. And she's sassy.
She's like, I want mashed potatoes and a banana just because I feel like it, you pancake eating motherfucker.
Yeah. It's just like, oh God, what's in your diaper? It's like pancake, motherfucker. All right. Well, thank you for your questions.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to be back next week with another holiday episode. And we're going to be talking about Vince Vaughn's Fred Claus versus Vince Vaughn's Four Christmases. It's the Christmas movie scorecard showdown.
2 Vince Vaughn's for Christmas.
Next week, only on reserve seating. That was new and it came out of nowhere.
Until next time.
These seats are reserved. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.